truth and love, and I find those things in God alone.
So, Cathy, how would you describe your faith journey when you first joined the parish as compared to where you are now?
My faith journey has definitely progressed as since I've joined Our Mother of Sorrows. I think when I first joined, I was more of a loner. And I think my relationship with God was one between myself and my Lord. Not that I was excluded people, but I think my journey has grown. Of course, it's grown because, I've been touched by God. And I think when you're touched by the Lord, you can't do anything but go out and, share that joy and share that love. But I have to say, when I first came, because I'm not an original member of Our Mother of Sorrows, but I was bicycling one day and I found this church, and I went home to my husband, Louis, and I said, "Oh my gosh, this church is so beautiful." I said, "We have to join." And we did. And but through several programs, I think like things like Alpha, things like the small groups, they have actually transformed me into being a person more so that is caring about other people and looking to the needs of others. Not that I haven't had that all my life, because I think I was taught that at a young age from my mom and dad, and who were the models in my life. They helped me. First were my first teachers in my faith journey, and I did see many examples of their love. Like, we had a gas station, pump gas when I was young, and I could see that, many people came in and, needed help. They couldn't pay their bill, or they just didn't have the money to get their car fixed. And I can remember my dad many times and my mom saying, "That's okay. Just let it go. We'll get you next time," So I learned that from them. But then as I progressed in our church here, I think you could see the love.
So, I know that you're involved in a lot of service. Does it come naturally in your heart, and does it find you, or do you go out and look for projects? How does that all happen?
I think that when you're smitten, I should say, or touched by love, when God touches your heart, I don't think you have any other choice but to go out there and serve other people and to be involved. I think as a young girl, I was very shy, and very introverted. So I don't know if that was part of my makeup at that time, and I'm still introverted, but I know that when you're like, I can just remember being smitten by my husband, Louis, and just seeing him and being so, the night before, like laying in bed going, "Oh, I'm going to see Louis tomorrow." And that's how it was when God touched me. When God touched me in my heart, I knew that something changed me. That love just was amazing. And so you really believe then that you are a child of God. And so because you are a child of God, you know that you're not in it alone, that we're in it together. And so you want to be involved. I guess my greatest passion is in teaching, and I always come alive when I'm teaching. I've done that since the time I entered a classroom when I was in school in Pittsburgh. I went into the first classroom and I observed, and I knew right then and there that was my calling in life. And so every time I'm doing that before a classroom, I just feel passionate, and it just the real Cathy Vigna, I guess, really comes out. So I love doing the religious ed. I was asked by Joyce to teach, and by Father Mark, and John here was here at the time, and so I got involved with the religious ed, and now I'm involved with the 3rd to the 5th graders, and absolutely love teaching the little ones about God and about how much He loves them. And my whole life has been like that, just trying to make a difference, to spread the word of God and just proclaim His kingdom the best I can do in my skin.
So I when I look at you, I just think that you just express so much joy. And do you feel that once you kind of know your calling, like you said, when you're teaching, you must feel so much joy being around the kids? Is that kind of a result of knowing that you're in the right fit?
I am joyful in what I do. I do love being where I am in life now. It's been a struggle for me to get there at times in my life because there are dark sides to me, just like everybody else. But that kind of helped me to become the compassionate person that I try to be or am, because when you recognize that someone else is suffering, I think then you're walking in the steps of Jesus. You know, we're doing that path that he has traveled. And so I think it does make you more compassionate, more wanting to serve other people, because you know what it's like to be someone that just is struggling. You know, with God's help and with his love, I've come to recognize that I am his child. And so if I really truly believe that I am a child of God and his beloved, then I do feel joyful about what I'm doing and serving. And I love being a wife. I didn't get married till I was like 40. It took me a long time to get married, but I love that part of my life. And those are things I'm passionate about. And so because I'm passionate, it just brings me much joy to do that for others. And when I see children that are learning about God, or even in my teaching in subbing, I've retired, but I go back to it because it's something that it makes me happy. And I know that I can bring knowledge and learning to the little ones. And so that brings me great joy. And knowing that God walks with me in every part of my life is also a source of my joy. Without him, I could do nothing. And I am nothing without him. But with him, all things are possible.
All I need is truth and love, and I find those things in